on this shit. Oh. And tonight, there's no stream. I'm going to do a sports news day. I feel it is my responsibility as a professional to at least make a video for you guys. So today, they're going to cover the top stories in sports. So I think, I watched the games tonight. I watched the Knicks versus the Cleveland. Man, the Knicks, I feel they're starting to become a real separation between Boston, Cleveland, and the rest of the East. I think actually they play the Knicks play the Celtics, I believe, on Sunday. Someday coming up here very soon. And they might get their butts whooped again, just like they did a few weeks ago. And they got their butts whooped again tonight by Cleveland. What was it, like the 35 point game at one point? Yeah, I don't know, man. I think they got even better now with DeAndre Hunter on there, Donovan Mitchell, Jerry Garland, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. That's a really good basketball team. I think we are looking at heading into a Boston Cleveland Eastern Conference Finals. We'll see what the future holds, but there's like a huge separation between the Cleveland and Boston and the rest of the East. But we'll see. And then we saw Houston versus Minnesota. This was a fun game to watch tonight. Houston, Minnesota. Houston started off. What the fuck is happening? Houston started off really fast, but then they kind of slowed down there in the middle. It became a game, but then they finally, at the end, I believe the final score was 121, 115, I believe was the final score. Houston won it. Let's see here. And Anthony Edwards led the way with 37 points. Anthony Edwards. And then McDonald's had 21. Alexander Walker had 16. I feel so apologetic. I'm so sorry for Anthony Edwards. I don't really think he has too much of a supporting cast. I really don't. But look here, Houston, man. Alperen Sengun had 24 points, 13 rebounds. Amen Thompson had 17 points, 10 rebounds. Jalen Green had 35. Jabari Smith had 15. I do believe Alperen Sengun is the best player in Houston. But then I'm like, who's better? Jalen Green or Amen Thompson? Tonight it was for sure Jalen Green having 35. But Amen Thompson also had a good game with 17 and 10. So that's a little big three they got over there in Houston with Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, and Amen Thompson. I think this team is ahead of schedule. Even Jabari Smith. I don't know how good he's gonna be. I don't know if he's as good as the other three guys, but Jabari Smith is I don't know. Maybe he could still become a good player in this league. We'll see. But right now he's more like a role player, Jabari Smith. But yeah, man, we'll see what the future holds for Houston. Here, let me see. Let's look at the stat sheet for the for Cleveland. Let's see here. Carl Towns had 23. Jalen Brunson had 26. Everybody else sucks. So yeah, let's see here. So like I said, Jalen Brown with 26. Excuse me, Jalen Bronson with 26, and Carl Towns with 23. And then for Cleveland, Evan Mobley had 21. Donovan Mitchell had 27. Darius Garland only had 9. Right? It didn't even matter, man. DeAndre Hunter with 15. But yeah, man. Like I said, Darius Garland only had like 9 points, and it was still enough, man, because Evan Mobley had 21 and Donovan Mitchell had 27. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens. I think let's see if there are any more news. I think let me see if there's more news. So something I did want to talk about is the I know in baseball these last few weeks, there's been, or these last few years, I say, there's been talk about who's doing the stuff, right, to fix the game, putting the bigger bases, the pitching clock, adding the DH, taking the shift away. And apparently the one who's been working very closely with Major League Baseball these last few years has been Theo Epstein, the former executive of the Red Sox and the Cubs, who won World Series with both franchises. He's been working with them, helping baseball improve the game. And so they're saying that maybe basketball, the national NBA, needs to do something too. I don't know who you hired. They're talking about possibly eventually Brad Stevenson. He's been successful anywhere, whether it was college in Butler, whether it was as a coach, and now as an executive for the Boston Celtics franchise. So they're talking about possibly eventually Brad Stevenson taking a job in the National Basketball Association's league office and kind of helping, just like Theo Epstein has helped Major League Baseball make Major League Baseball more interesting, helping National Basketball Association get better. So we'll see. Let's see what else. The Yankees. No, excuse me. The next story I want to cover is Brandon Staley is back. He's a coach. So a few years ago, I believe he was the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, and Kellen Moore was his offensive coordinator. But now that Kellen Moore is the new head coach of the Saints, he has hired his former head coach, Brandon Staley, to be his defensive coordinator. You scratch me, I scratch you. So he did him a favor a few years ago by hiring Kellen Moore as offensive coordinator in Chargers. Now Kellen Moore, as the head coach, returns the favor by hiring Brandon Staley as his defensive coordinator. So yeah, Brandon Staley is the new defensive coordinator of the Saints. The last one I think is the Yankees. They are letting for like about 50 years, they didn't let their players wear beards. Now they can wear have beards. How the fuck do you say it? Beards. Beards, this shit. Facial hair. So yeah, you can now have facial hair in the New York Yankees. So yeah, man. So if you join the Yankees, they would get mad at players like Jason Giambi and Randy Johnson because they had a mustache. But now you're allowed to have mustache or a beard if you play for the Yankees. Now I don't know about the caveman look, like the long hair with the beard. That might be pushing it. But definitely like a regular beard and maybe a mustache or a goatee. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, they are now allowing beards, facial hair, and with the Yankees. What else is there about to talk about? I think there were some player movements. I want to say, let me see. Let me look at my telephone as a professional that I am. I think, let me see here. Let's see here, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so Manny Margot to Milwaukee. I don't even know who that is. And then let's see here. I think Mike Clevenger is back with the Chicago White Sox, the pitcher Mike Clevenger, and Rudy Tales, former first baseman of the Milwaukee Brewers, signed with the Seattle Mariners. So I believe those were the moves made today, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I believe Yuli Girl signed with San Diego. So we'll see. There's some moves in Major League Baseball. And I think that's pretty much about it, ladies and gentlemen, in the world of sports. So yeah, man, tomorrow should be a fun day of basketball. I will be back tomorrow with the live stream. But yeah, man, it sucks, man. I hate. Eventually, guys, in the summer, we'll get back to the Friday streams. I hate having too many streams. I think also eventually I'm gonna stop watching AEW and make a full hour, 2-hour live stream on Wednesdays. So the plan, hopefully by the summer, is outside of Mondays, I'm gonna give from Tuesday to Sundays, I'm gonna give at least a 2 to 3 hour live stream every night. Hopefully, like I said, once by then, SmackDown goes back to 2 hours, and I just stop watching AEW. But yeah, holla. I will be back tomorrow.